I do not understand how people that say this stuff don't get deported immediately, especially if they're not American citizens. They're literally calling for the death and destruction of America. All right, y'all, I got to tell y'all about this new docuseries called The Religion Business. This is the docuseries I've been waiting on, exposing the lies that people are pushing in the church when it comes to finances. It's okay if you decide that you're going to do what God has called you to do. If you have told your audience or your church members that this is what your tithe and offering is going to, I think it's totally fine. But if you are lying to people to get you a Rolls Royce and mansions and using financial gain from your people to become rich and famous, it's a problem. And I think people need to expose it. That's why you need to see this docuseries. You do not want to miss it. All you got to do is hit the link in the description section and get 10% off. You need to see the truth, and you'll see it through Religion Business. If you are finding yourself unaware at what these activists are doing in America, you should be ashamed of yourself, to be honest. But listen, that's why I'm here. That's why I exist. For those of you open-minded, we're going to talk about it. These Muslim activists and these anti-Jewish activists, anti-American activists, Mamdani interns, people who are coming out of the woodworks and telling you exactly who they are and what they represent. I don't understand why we do not believe them, why we do not see them for who they are. I'm gonna show you an example. One of the ex-interns from Mamdani, who you know he's a nut job, said he's gonna arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he comes to New York, but they won't even arrest the crackheads and the drug dealers and the terrorists that are in their own city. They won't arrest the illegal aliens, but they're gonna arrest the foreign leader, which they don't even have capacity to do, but he's gonna try to do it anyway. What does that mean? That means these people are evil. Now, before I show you this video, I want you to consider this. How many Jews do you see doing this? How many Jewish Americans or religious Jews do you see making video content like this? How many Christians do you see making video content like this? You tell me, how many do you see? You will never see it. You will never see it. So let's play two clips. One clip is going to be this intern violently, and I say violently, I mean verbally violently, meaning causing for the death and the destruction and harm of these officers. Roll the clip.
We need the badges of the pigs.
We need the badges of the pigs.
So to the Rahmans and the Muhammads.
To the Rahmans and the Muhammads.
To the Alis and the Abdullahs.
To the Alis and the Abdullahs.
To the Rafids.
To the Rafids.
To the Rafids.
To the Rafids.
To the pigs.
To the pigs.
Who can call themselves by the name of Islam.
Who can call themselves by the name of Islam.
To the Muhammads.
To the Muhammads.
Put some respect on that name.
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 La ilaha illallah. Shahid Habib Allah.
You can't say it ain't her. If you somehow you don't think it ain't her, I'll show you another video of her face. And she's literally telling you exactly what they are about. She said, how far are you willing to go for this cause? What is the cause? What is the cause that she's talking about? Roll the clip.
And the true believer knows that none of this is in vain, that this is all jihad, that this is all ibadah, and that this is all counted for by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so the conversation of doxing, the conversation of getting arrested and suspended, I think it's time for Muslims to start to say, all right, so what? Do what you want. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, because it's about time to do that. And I know everybody has their own families and has an education and everything. It's just a question. We don't want to get doxxed, and we don't want to get suspended, and we don't want to get arrested. How gangsta are you? That's just my question. How much are you willing to do it? And I know everyone has their own risk levels, but at the end of the day, that's a question to ask ourselves. How committed am I to this? To what extent of my personal material gains am I willing to sacrifice for this bigger noble cause? And subhanAllah, I truly believe that when your heart is in the right place, if you get suspended, if you get doxxed, because it's bound to happen when you're doing a righteous cause and when you're doing something for the sake of Allah here in the West, it will never ever be in vain. And the true believer does not fear that, because the true believer knows that the akhirah is a promise.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do not understand how people that say this stuff don't get deported immediately, especially if they're not American citizens. If they are not American citizens, they should get deported immediately. If they're on a visa, I don't care if your visa is valid, it should be revoked and you should be deported. They're literally calling for the death and destruction of America. These people want it, they say it, they preach it, they believe it, it's in their Quran. I honestly believe that the people who are Muslim, that are peaceful, they're deciding to ignore the parts of Islam that cause them to be at odds with other people, because it's not productive financially, it's not productive as far as where you want to stay, where you want to live, where you want to be in America, to be free and not subjugated to violence. It doesn't vibe with that if you go full Orthodox Islam. Now, I'll have an Islamic person come on and talk to me if I'm wrong. I would love to hear you out. But from what I see and what I know and what I'm observing, it's almost 100% that they're telling us what they're about. They're showing us what they're about in Gaza. They're showing us what they're about through Hezbollah and Hamas and Iran. They're showing us what they're all about in all of these different other aspects. It's clear as the noonday sun, if you ask me. So, what does this mean? They're infiltrating our universities. I wish that people would understand that. They're infiltrating the universities. Let me go to one of my notes so I don't miss anything. Infiltrating college campuses. Students' protest movements, like the ones that we've seen, have been absolutely out of control. Political office, they're getting in political office. Mamdani is one of them, and many of them, Rashida Tlaib and these other lunatics, they're doing the same thing. Civil institutions. They're getting into civil institutions, they're getting into activism, and they want Sharia law. They want the Intifada to be nationwide, to be across the entire world. I haven't read the Quran, but I can almost imagine that the Quran literally probably says somewhere in the Quran that Muhammad wanted his message to be preached across the entire world, and for an entire world to be subjugated to what they believe is Allah's will through Muhammad. That's exactly what they want. They want every nation to be up under Sharia law. I haven't read the Quran, and I bet you $1 million it says somewhere in there that that's what it is. Come on. We ain't have to play. We ain't got to make this up. But anyway, I got to get to the beach with my family. I've been out here making videos long enough. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Let's keep making America great. I see you guys at SAS. If you're going to be there, I'll be there. I speak on Saturday at 12:30. All right. Love you guys. See you on the next one. I'm out.